What is up? Let's get the chat going over there. Cool. I need a lot of nitro. Vid! Vid, what are you doing? You weren't on. Or at least I didn't see you on. I gotta make like an actual custom thumbnail for YouTube. Oh man, it's too late for this. Like going around your room? Or are you talking behind a game? I know Dylan's still on Elden Ring. Oh, look at this 3-star. There it is. I see. That was happening with me yesterday, but I just opened my window and luckily they just went out. Just not realizing it is not saying that this is all giving flux. Oops, died. I hate trying to farm those for the new event. I need to get rid of all my stuff. Hey, talking about in the club. Oh, they're talking about COD. I was so confused. Honestly, should have probably put my camera over the chat in that bottom left. Yeah, I should probably move that. Let me go over here. Oh, double stellar, gimme. We love getting goop. Alright. Grab all of it as a whole and put it down here. So I kind of want to cover the chat for the most part. I'd rather have my inventory actually be open. It's just odd. I don't really want my face cam to go way too far down. How would that look? Oh, that's okay. I was thinking on doing some Apex as well. I just don't want to solo queue it. There's not a whole lot of people on Trove right now, so I don't know who I could help out. I guess I'm farming. But yeah, I need to get a little higher in Apex. It's gonna be easy to do. It's just gonna take a little bit extra time if I'm solo queuing with randoms because it's such low rank. I need to get up to be able to play with Jack and Cam. I don't think I have anything left for my daily either. I think I probably still have my other two gem boxes that I haven't gotten yet, the lustrous ones. Oh, the Ram stick, that's right. God, it's coming at Friday? I mean, I guess it's not too bad, but you haven't had it in... Or you've needed one for like a week now, right? Did it really take that long for a new one to come in? I mean, I don't know if you have like a micro center near you or if you just use Amazon. So I got mine off Amazon. It took like 2 days. God, someone in the fucking club chat has over 3,000 hours in ESO between PS4 and PC. I do need to play it again. I saw that they had like a full rework or like the season rework or whatever. I just don't even remember where the hell my progress was at. I'm like, I don't like Skyrim, but I like the world of it and the way that it's actually played. I think being able to do either third or first person is also really cool. Yeah, all that goop. New egg. I mean, if it's cheaper than the Amazon ones, I don't know where the prices of RAM are at right now, because I got mine before, like, RAM had its little inflation. I think it went back down, though, but, I mean, I could be wrong. So I remember talking to Cam about it with, how, like, me and AJ got our RAM before it went up, and then a couple weeks ago, the prices evened out. Like, I think for 232 sticks of DDR5, it was like 109, so really good price. Oh, this place bright as hell. Yeah, that makes sense. Oh, yeah, I did finally get a new face cam as well. The other one was still nice, but like if the lighting like wasn't that good in my room, or you know, if I'm streaming at night where most of the lighting is just my screen hitting my face, it wouldn't focus all that well, so I got a better one. So now it focuses very easily. Which is good. I needed that. It's honestly a really nice one too. It's got like a remote to like control like the zoom and like if I want to put the HD quality higher or lower as well on it. Like it literally came with like a remote, so I could literally just hit up on the zoom. Pretty cool. I've thought about using it like the zoomed in one, just to have like the smaller face cam, especially for Trove, but I don't really care that much. It's not like there's a whole lot to cover. And obviously it's got like LED and whatnot on it, even though it's not like any of you guys can actually see that. Got a good amount of people on. Paisley's on. Sully's on. Chaos is on. I think they're all doing ships, though. Void's in a ship. Longshade. Why am I blanking? What's Longshade? Is that 14? It doesn't say on there. I think Longshade is D14, though. So, Vid, are you just not, like, playing anything in the meantime? I also forgot to check if the face cam is, like, doubling up on my mic audio, because I never even changed that. I think I muted it, but I guess if my mic sounds like shit, you can just let me know. Because then I probably gotta fix it. Gem day still broken. Yeah, I'm confused on that. I don't know what you mean by it's broken. Brad, thank you for the follow, man. I highly appreciate it. Someone was saying that he was not getting new, or he wasn't getting, the boxes for the Wednesday. I was like, I don't think he knows that it's, RNG if we get it. We love dungeon farming. I don't even need any of this stuff that I'm farming for either. I'm literally just stacking up chests in the meantime. Probably gonna dump them all into my Vanguardian though. I just need nitro first. And then I'll probably, or no, you know what? I'll probably end up using it on Ice Age. Because I don't really have a whole lot of magic damage gems thrown into there. Thoughts on returning to it? It's very good. I don't know where you left off at, but the early to mid game is a whole lot easier now to get up in power. Like, it doesn't take too much time to go from uh, like 5 to 10k power rank after getting your class gem all the way to like 30-ish, 33. They made it very easy. The only issue is the endgame farming is absolutely atrocious. Like, I'm essentially at the highest power rank that I could be until they bring the marketplace back, because if you don't know, the marketplace and trading post are both currently disabled because of dupers. They have slash are working on a fix, but who knows when it'll actually come out. I still think it's pretty solid to get back into, though. There's a lot to do now. Playing Wizard 101 gotchas. Yeah, your PC should be able to handle Trove even if your RAM being messed up while you're waiting on a new one. I mean, it's still really fun, don't get me wrong, but it's... The early game's a whole lot easier. Also, if you have other people to help play with. And you got people like this, where this is probably the same guy, just different alt accounts. Yeah, he's teleporting. This game has no anti-cheat, so you're able to just use cheat engine. There's nothing on the cheat engine to actually, like, boost yourself to endgame. It's just, like, increasing your speed or kind of, like, doing the little bits of teleporting. Like, it's very small time savers. It's really only if you're farming on multiple accounts. I don't think I'll ever use that, because my alt account is still pretty high up as well. Left when they added the Geo thing is so annoying, so I'm walking through the cave. Are you talking about the delves? Because I'm in the Geo top side right now. Well, you said 4 years ago, so you're probably talking about, like, the actual, like, sanctuary, like, the entire other, part of the game. Like 31k Gunslinger, 22 Neon Ninja. I mean, having, like, just a bunch of extra stuff is just always nice. You never know when you'll have to go back or use it, or just toss it onto a underpowered character that you have. The new mastery system or whatever. Yeah, so Geode you don't really have to do. Like, obviously mastery does increase your power rank, but it's not the biggest need. Like, as you can tell, I have I guess I can't move my cursor down to keep it up, but at 2182 from mastery rank, and then 500 from Geode mastery. So out of my 58,260 on my boomer, only 500 of that is from this Geode getting to the 100 to get, like, the blue title name and whatnot. Well, you don't need just 100, you need farther past that with the mastery, but you don't have to do that, like, really at all. That's something that you'll go back to when you're, like, in this D15, like, endgame area, if you just want more mastery, like, to do in your free time. You don't have to do that. A lot of people don't care to do it. It's nice, but you don't use... Well, so there are 2 new, like, depth delves. So obviously to do your weekly, Shadow Tower is not a thing anymore. You do the, what's it called? You do the delves to get your weeklies done now. The Shadow Tower is really only for the badges, which give a little bit of mastery. Still not really important. But they have, like, these new Kraken and then Depth Stepper delves that use a separate key from the rest. The chests in there will use, like, these Runic Depth Vault keys. But yeah, the actual geode, like, through the sanctuary, where you're not attacking, you're just going through with the mining and helping the slugs and the critters and all that, you don't have to deal with that at all. That's like a last resort kind of a thing, just to get a little bit more power. You don't need it. And when I mean a little bit more, I mean a little bit. It is not worth it if you haven't already gotten relatively deep into the mastery on that. It's very tedious farming. Not even farming, just grinding. I don't recommend it. Completely forgotten everything. Yeah, there's a lot of new stuff. Like, we went from Crystal Gear being the max to now there's Mystic, but there's only, like, the one Mystic. There's no, like, Mystic 1, 2, 3, 4 or whatnot. That maybe added in the future. But like this stuff, like Mystic also takes a lot. Like this dungeon I just did right here, this D15 5-star, to fully max out 5-star an entire gear set, you need to do like 19 to 20,000 dungeons of that because you only get one core per key and per dungeon. So that took me like 2 minutes, kind of lollygagging going through it, and I am far endgame with, and I got one core out of that. So that's why I'm not really gonna upgrade this Mystic stuff for a little while. I already got 2-star on my hat and my face, and then 3-star in melee. That's all I need, because anything after that, it just takes so many materials from so much grinding just to barely put a dent in like an increase of power or damage or light. It's just not worth it. Yeah. I mean, even nitro farming now is very egregious because they added like these nitro caches, I guess, and you basically just have to use a ton of flux to get them or to like open them up just for a little bit of nitro, and it's also just not that good. So yeah, there's a lot I think they could end up fixing or changing, but I'm treating this Mystic gear kind of like how we treated the Crystal gear when Crystal first came out, back when like to get it, it was just heavy RNG. Like you need a lot of luck and whatnot and a lot of magic find to be able to get the higher Crystal gear. Now you can just craft it. Now Crystal is the easiest thing to come by, which is good. That's ties back to what I was saying earlier, where it's that early to mid game is a whole lot easier to actually run through. And it's for that reason, because they added the gear crafting. So every time you complete dungeons, instead of just getting the gem boxes, you get these gear craft vaults, which can give you some weapons and whatnot. Yeah. There's also like Mystic Gems as well. But I mean, gems will carry you, like you'll get enough power rank from your gems alone to take you to this like D15. It could still take a decent amount of RNG with upgrading it, and a lot of gem dust, a lot of dungeon farming, 10th and 9th lives off of the leaderboard. Like it takes a little while to get those up, but you never, even for like the C4 crystal gear, you don't want to max that out ever. You only want to max out crystal 5, because to get the Mystic gear, you need crystal 5 at the 5-star leveled up, and then from the 5-star you upgrade it one more time to turn it to Mystic. I mean, they're not useless, but because you can get a gem converters. Let me find it. Mm. Oh, they'd probably be under gems. Yeah, these. So if you have max stellar gems and they are like, they do have good rolls on them and they were a 3-star when you got it, like it is the best you can get, because as you can see, like all my empowered gems are 3601. All of my lesser gems are 3261, because that's the max they can be. So if you had like 3-star drops, like they're good gems, you can use your qubits that you get on a crystal gem converter to take a stellar to crystal, and then you can do the same thing once you get the crystal to level 25 maxed out. Then you can do a converter to put it to mystic, or maybe it's level 30. I'd have to double check. I forget. Actually, I probably have it on like... Yeah, okay, so Mystic starts at level 30. So nothing's ever going to be useless. It's just whether they were good enough gems for you to still actually get a bunch of converters onto it. And those converters, obviously, if you don't have a lot of qubits saved up, like I use mine a lot. Yeah, it is just an extra grind. I mean, if you always do your weeklies and on Mondays you do on the delve day to get all the extra lunar souls for the empowered gem boxes and whatnot, you'll get what you need in due time. It's just more of a time gated thing. Uh, like not even like extremely grindy because a lot of it's out of your control. It's just RNG on if you get a good rolled empowered gem for the type that you need, whether it's fire, cosmic air, or water. And then on top of that, it's whether you get it at a 3-star drop, and then whether it's stellar, crystal, or mystic, because you can get all three of them to drop. For you to go me wasn't too stupid. I mean, it still keeps your power up. Like, it's it's still not bad no matter where you're at. If anything, you can try to like have the mindset of like you could have just completely restarted, but instead you have like the stepping stone of still having all that maxed out. But I mean, that's kind of how like all MMOs are. You'll you'll have the max of something, and then they'll add a new rarity or a new tier typing or whatnot, and then basically all the materials you used to max out your previous ones are now wasted because it costs less for the start to upgrade the next tier, and then it grows more. That's why I'm not going to max out my Mystic gear on here, because there's no point. It takes way too many materials, way too much grinding, and in due time they'll add a new rarity slash like a Mystic 2 that you have to upgrade it to, so I'll just save all the extra materials or use it on my other character's gear. Because like my hat and my face, I'll probably get to Mystic 3 so I can use those on everyone else. And then all the different weapon types, whether it's melee, sword, fist, gun. I don't know why I said melee and then sword, but at that point then I'll just get those weapon types to the Mystic, like 2 or 3-star-ish. And then just whoever I'm maining for that day or week or whatnot, I'll just put the face and the hat on there. They'll still be good, though. Nothing is ever bad. It's an MMO. You can save a bunch of random wasted stuff. The only thing I would say is a waste on keeping is literally, like, statues. Nothing else is a waste. Just saving up a little bit of material here and there. They're also, with the addition of, like, mystic rings being a thing as well, and the effects that you can get on some of them if you're not using this rushed escape, like this trail is following me. It's essentially the Shadow Hunter's dodge speed boost, and it's on the ring, so you can use it on any class. But mystic rings also came out with more effects for every single class, on top of some classes got tweaked a little bit here and there, so compared to the last time you played, the meta slash like best few classes have definitely changed, with how some of these endgame dungeons and delves in the depths are. So yeah, the entire way that it's like played is completely different, but you're also able to freely just move gems from back and forth. And I don't know if that was in the game when you last played, if it was the couple years ago. There's a chance it wasn't, and you had to back then use those regenerators, and now you can just completely focus on one character, and then whenever you wanted to swap, you can just move that shit into your inventory. And then you can put it on whatever class you want to use in the time being, as long as it's still the same physical or magic. depending on what you're using. Currently have Crystal 5-star gear, level 2, 3. Gem swapping wasn't? Okay, yeah. Well, now it is. So if you're, like, say... I think earlier you said Gunslinger and Neon Ninja were your, like, two highest. I think, like, you said Gunslinger was your number one highest, so that's a magic. So if you want to use another magic class, like Sage or Bard or Dino Tamer or something, then you can just freely move the gems. It does not matter. You just want to make sure that if you're that you move the gems from a physical damage class to another physical damage class and not accidentally put them onto a magic one. But gems will always be your number one focus until they are maxed. They will later down the levels of them and the rarities of them take a lot more resources, but they will always be your number one priority. Because as you can see from here, just my gems alone make up 44,500 out of my 58,000 PR. And then the majority of the rest of that is mastery and my gear. Because my gear gives, like, 6,000 total. Yeah, about 6,000. So if you're not feeling a certain class and you want to switch it up, then you can easily swap the gems for it. But I would heavily focus on one class and get those fully up. So if you prefer the magic damage classes, then use your Gunslinger and fully max it out, the gear, the the gems, and then if you want to swap it to another magic damage class, you can. Or if you prefer Neon Ninja, then use physical, and then you can use like Ninja, Boomer, Vanguardian. It just all depends. But there also is the different weapon types. So if you go from like Neon Ninja, who uses a melee, to Vanguardian, well, Vanguardian takes Fist, so you would have to get those up instead now. That's Neon Ninja being best farmer is kind of a tough thing to answer. It kind of depends on where you're at farming, because Neon Ninja, so he doesn't backflip anymore, he front flips. Like this. Let's wait for it to pop up, there we go. So obviously if you're staying on the ground, then you'll get your energy regen back. But honestly, especially with this rush escape ring, like, me dodging on my boomer, I am faster than my Neon Ninja, just doing this. It's very tough. I'd say the only real, like, speed farmer in the game now is just Shadow Hunter, because Shadow Hunter can shoot through walls. Other than that, it doesn't really matter, because there's a lot of ways to get more move speed now to kind of help out the slower classes. Yeah, it's definitely something to get used to, but it's also very nice. So if you want to go from like here over to like that dungeon over there, you don't have to completely turn around and spam right click. You can just do it forward. I think if Neon Ninjas, if you were able to get energy regen in mid-air just in general, then Neon Ninja would probably still be the fastest, just because like the initial like dodge, like that flip, does give faster move speed because it counts as a dodge forward. But the fact that it doesn't, and you have to stay on the ground the whole time, and you'll hit blocks and stuff, that'll stop your momentum. It's, I would say, the only, like, real, like, fast-paced farmer is Shadow Hunter, probably. Because, like, if I was on my Shadow Hunter, I could just, like, shoot through the wall here and just kill it and then move on, just break the chest. So it's, saying who is the best farmer now is a very tough question. But in terms of your crystal gear, so you have crystal 5, level 2 and 3. That's good. And keep in mind, gems and the crystal gear, they take completely different resources. So you can knock out 2 birds with 1 stone. So, like, I would just say just focus on both of them for upgrading, considering they do take different resources. So as you're doing dungeons, you'll get the boxes for gems and whatnot that you can open them and get your sparks and everything. But then there's these gear crafters. So these gear crafters, I gotta go to the hub anyway to get a fresh lobby, but and to get rid of all this shit in my inventory. But there's this place over here, which is the gear crafting. The first thing you will want to do is fully max out this table, because then you can craft crystal. I think up to crystal 4. You cannot craft crystal 5. Then there's this thing over here, and you can only go down one of these 3 paths. And you'll want to go down this middle one because it'll just give you an like small extra chance to get more of these gear crafters. And those gear crafters will basically carry you to endgame as well as the gems. How'd you do? So just to start, like, pick the class you want to just main. If you would prefer it to be your Neon Ninja, cool. Stay on your Ninja. Focus the gems, making sure that they'll all be for physical damage, because he's a physical damage hitter. And as you get, like, the materials for it, just passively level them up and whatnot. And then at that same time, since the gems will all take like these gem boxes, obviously, you'll upgrade that gear crafter slowly over time. And the gear crafters, I can open some to show you. They'll give all these extra resources that you can use for upgrading the table and using the stuff in the table, and giving you these like pure forged things so that you can actually use them to craft the weapons, because you'll need those over here. I don't ever suggest actually crafting these other than getting the max 250. So like these ones, this material is a lot easier to come by. But if, in terms of crafting crystal, I would say don't do it, because as you can see right here, I just got like a crystal 4 melee. And it's all based off of power. So I think once you get to 30, if you're at 30k power, then these Gearcraft vaults can give you C4 drops and maybe very rarely C5. But if not, then once you're at 45k power rank, then you'll get C5s to be able to drop. And these can drop at 2 or 3 stars. So obviously you'll want to add 3 stars so that you're spending less material upgrading it in here. So you'll essentially be hitting 2 birds with 1 stone, like I said. However, you do not get nitro from loot collecting crystal gear anymore. That's something they got rid of when they added this gear crafting. So it's a lot harder to come by for getting nitro. That's where I'm stuck right now on my Vanguardian, because I would swap my gems over, and the hat in the face, and I would use Vanguardian because this pull is so good. It's just the best pull in the game. You just sit here holding left click, just punching everything. Or you can use the little explosive stuff. But I need my fists to get that 4th and the 5th star so I can get it to Mystic and then level it up in the Mystic. But I just need a lot of nitro. And it's, like I said, very hard to come by now. Like, I literally need 17,500 for just the one upgrade there. I've got more than enough. I have so many of these forge fragments that it's just a star. But I've only got, I don't know where nitro is in this list. I don't have enough to craft it, I can say that. And there's, like, nobody does, like, Gonda trains or anything anymore. So it's very, very hard to come by, because you basically have to, like, on Tuesdays for harvesting day, I usually just go on to my Shadow Hunter. I have the Nitro Chaser banner to increase the amount that you get, and I think it's anywhere from like 1 to 3 just RNG. And then I'll essentially just throw bombs, just farm a bunch of the Nitro on the Tuesdays, but I mean, I can only do that so much. It's just so boring to do it, so probably can't really main him or get that up until the marketplace is back up again because you can't get any of this stuff. Even though it sold prior, I can't redeem that in, and none of this works. Oh, wrong place. I wanted to go back to top side. Yeah, yep. The gear crafting. Yeah, getting the two, I would say getting to the 250 gear progression, and when I did it, like I was like hard grinding it, so it didn't take too long, but it took me like 2, maybe 3 days to max it out. Our club's important. I mean, I would definitely just like go in global chat, just ask if there's a max level club, and if you're an active player, they take them. There's very, very few clubs that actually take player requirements now. Uh, just because they want more active players. I forget exactly what buffs they even give, if I'm being completely honest. Like there's some here and there. Yeah, like getting a bonus, 15% bonus to physical damage, which isn't too bad. 100% bonuses to max health. Like it's just like little bonuses here and there. Gem reduction chance. I would still just join one. It's not a make or break, but you can easily just go in global chat and just ask if there's a club recruiting, and then usually they'll just immediately send you an invite if someone that is capable of sending an invite is on. But yeah, I mean, this game is obviously just a very grindy game. It's got a lot of things to it, basically, but it's meant to be a game where you just turn your brain off, maybe throw a YouTube on the side or something, and just farm. And it does very well at that. Yeah, I do have a mod pack on. I have a lot of them on. I want to say like use both through the Steam Workshop and like a Google Drive mod pack that I just drag and drop into a file. But yeah, you definitely want to use mods. It's easiest. There's like a couple. Yeah, let me do this. There is you can just like look up a YouTube video, and then for like mods, and there's like one or two that they just use like the Google Drive, and you can just go into it and just download it and then drag and drop into the mods folder that's already in your Trove files, and it'll just automatically put it all on there for you. The way you can tell is like because I have like the dark UI for a lot of stuff, it makes it easier to like see more inventory and stuff. And like up here, my sigil, since I'm over 55k power rank, it would actually be the gold sigil because it's not updated for that new power rank break, because the new highest PR is like 59,500. So I'm realistically only like 1,000 away from it, and majority of that is both just the maxed out Mystic gear that I'm not going to do, because like I said earlier, it's not worth it. And then other than that, it's just Mastery. But yeah, mods are... I wouldn't say they're a deal breaker, but you definitely want some on there. Kind of like the see the loot easier, the little like diamonds to show the blue one for the skulls, the red one for the individual mini bosses, and then as you can see in the top right, I have a mini map, and you use your scroll wheel to scroll in and out. The mini map's probably the biggest one, and the mods take up no space, so you might as well use them. I At least, like, getting Flux is relatively easy to farm once you're in, like, D14, because then you'll get Stellar drops a decent amount, especially on Sundays, or if you have a high magic find. So you can just do what I'm doing, just farm these dungeons over and over, and just hold E to collect, like, anything from... I usually put it at, like, Stellar or higher, because... Well, Radiants do give your, do give Flux as well, just not as much. So you can do, like, Radiant or higher, and just, loot collect all of that. You'll get Flux pretty easily if you're ever scarce and don't have any extra, like, Titan treasures from your, weeklies to turn into the Flux. Oh, and then I guess the other thing too that, since you haven't played in around 4 years, that you also probably haven't seen is there's a star chart and there's a rune chart. So rune crafting when you get to like D14, D15 will be very important. You can probably just watch like a guide on that. And then the star chart is basically just passive buffs. Like, you just get these astral echoes, is what they're called, from doing dungeons, and you'll use those to get these, like, orbs from the trader guy that's next to it in the hub. And it's just passive buffs that you can get. Like, you'll just use one for, like, one of the celestial orbs for 3 or 6% increased magic damage, or attack damage, or physical damage. Or like increase move speed out of those, even though not a whole lot of people will actually get that one because of the pathing on it. You get like increased flasks. There's all sorts of pathings you can go on there. But that's an entire like chart, kind of like Path of Exile styled, so you'll definitely want to just watch like a little 5 to 10 minute guide on those and what like the best pathing is for whether you're mainly using a physical or magic damage character. But yeah, since you haven't played in 4 years, there is definitely a lot more in the game now, which is always a good thing. Even if it means that you like fall behind, kind of like every new Destiny season, where your artifact gets reset on level, and then blue gear is better than your epics and exotics. That'll happen. Yeah, it's not too hard to get down though. Like there's like the 15 to 20 minute like YouTube guides for like everything new in 2025, 2026 or whatnot. It's not too difficult if I'm being completely honest. It's like technically just like 3 new things. It's just the effort you got to put into progressing said new things. But yeah, I wish Nitro just wasn't such a pain to get now. Because I really want to... I mean, I could still switch everything over to my Vanguardian and just use the Crystal 5 melee that I have on him, and I'd still be at, like, 56,500, 57,000 PR. Like, he's still able to solo anything, but my ADHD wants to not use him unless he also has Mystic Fist. Actually, I'll just keep doing this dungeon. I don't know where, like, everyone is at in terms of being online. Not a whole lot. Probably because it's a Wednesday, so everyone just got on, got their weekly, Lustrous Gem boxes and left. The mod pack thing. Yeah, I'm like, if you just download the Google Drive folder and then just, like, follow the video, and you'll essentially, it takes, like, 2 minutes. You just open your Trove file directory and then drag and drop it into the mod folder that's already in there. That's really all you need. Like, I've changed a few things or whatnot. I know I kept, like, the loading screen wallpaper and, like, a couple of the other ones, but for the most part, everyone uses the same mods, because there's only so many that are actually made, or stay relatively updated. So, most people use the exact same mods, so you might as well just use that, that specific mod pack off of the YouTube video. in a glyph folder. Okay, that's probably not the one that I ended up getting, because I don't play on just glyph, I use Steam. I mean, when you're saying that, if you mean like your mod folder is inside the glyph folder because you just play on glyph, then it should still work as long as it's put in the mod folder. You don't have to play on Steam to use the Google Drive mods. Um, I mean, if it's one of those where it is a Google Drive folder that you got with the or for the mods, then you can just put it straight to the mod folder in like the Steam, then Trove, and whatnot. You don't need to follow the rest of it if you're playing on Steam. Yeah, it is definitely simpler. There's a chance the video that you got that from, they're just a glyph user, because a lot of people have glyph accounts just so that they can run the multiple accounts like on one PC. Because on Steam, obviously, when you open the game, it launches through Steam. You can only be signed into one Steam account at once, but if you do it through Glyph, then you can open multiple of that, and that's how people will like farm multiple accounts, and then usually they end up selling the accounts on like G2G or player auctions, just other websites. I just couldn't be bothered to do any of that. Because then you have to use Cheat Engine, which, yes, there's no anti-cheat. You're not going to get banned for using that. Unless you crank yourself up to like 500 speed and you happen to run past a dev. Which the odds are actually relatively high for that just because of the player count on PC while the marketplace is down. Look at all these lads over here. Damn, we wiped this place out. I might need to go to another D15 topside. I'm surprised though, as I literally have just been running around just doing D15 topside. I've never been on my own for this long. Someone's usually leeching or following or messages me. It's refreshing. The other MMO that I really enjoyed was New World, but now that's shutting down as well. Too far I stopped playing it a little bit back. Like, I didn't even play the newest like expansion, just because everyone dropped off the game, and it's not like Trove where you can technically solo the entire game or any difficulty or level or whatnot. In New World, you still need people like to even start a raid. Just saying, give it a go. Yeah, I'm like, it's obviously not for everyone. I do think that they did make it a whole lot easier once you get it down. Maybe watch a guide or two on like just all the changes, but in the end, it's still Trove the voxel MMO. So it's really just if you want to get back onto it, even if you just treat it as like a gacha game where you just kind of do your weeklies and like the little daily quests, and then go play something else. It is different for everyone, but it still works like all the other MMOs. You messaged me, did you? I didn't get a message. You were talking about in-game, yeah, I didn't get one. You'd probably hear from my game audio, it'll make like a little like brick sound. Oh yeah. It's delightful. Yeah, it especially like after you do like a new world after you get like your full build, there just wasn't really a whole lot to do, and there was really only like I wish that it was more like Trove, where it's like any character can technically go to Endgame, like you can kind of do what you like more freely, even though some characters just have faster clear times, which that's in everything. But in New World, it was just annoying. Because once you got like your main setup that you were going to use for either the PvE or PvP, then there just wasn't really anything to do after that. Like you finally get like the red gear like RNG to drop, and then it was like that was it. It was still very cool. I'm still kind of debating on doing Apex because I do need to get my rank up because I haven't played in so long, and now my friends are not able to play with me because they kept playing and I did not. It's just I don't really want to solo queue. I already played a game yesterday, won it. I had like 3,200 damage, and then both my teammates combined had about 600 damage. Definition of solo carrying, and it is annoying because I could rank up a whole lot faster if I actually was playing with other people. Oh no, like it's still very easy to rank up, don't get me wrong. It's just the fact that like the rank digression from not playing like the last couple of seasons is ridiculous because it already resets like the top players all the way down to silver if you're a top 500 player, like down to gold, so you're essentially playing against pro players the entire time. And like I've done like the tournament or like the YouTuber held tournaments and leagues and stuff in the past on it, but like every single game I've gone positive just because of like how low I was at, because it takes like killing one person to rank up, even if it's just a little. It's just would go a whole lot faster because I would just win like 7 games in a row if I had a full stack, and it would get me up faster. But oh well. Yeah, we are clearing this out. There's a lot of people in this world. Or there was, I should say. Yeah, it's exactly. Gotta grind. Yeah, I know, but I'd rather turn my brain off and grind on this than on a competitive battle royale first person shooter. This is at least more enjoyable. Because over there, the second I see my teammate whiff over half his mag, I'll no longer be enjoying the game. Here, that's not an issue. I can solo everything, and it's impossible for me to die because of the new battle block thing. I guess I forgot to let you know about that too, but this thing down here, that blue meter, without the mods, it's like a little hexagon thing next to your health bar. It's the battle block, so it's essentially like the death-defying flask that would like keep you alive. So if you're about to die, it uses one of those, and I'm on Boomer, and he gets a ton of those, so it is not possible for me to die. Oh yeah, and the new God of War game without Kratos. Battle block, that's the, once you get to, like, D14, or you have, like, some Mystic or just high Crystal gear, like, I think, like, my Solarian, for example, has, like, 45, and only has, like, a Mystic bow on, because it's based off of your gear, and, like, your health stability and health regen stats. You can get more off of it, but each class also just has like a certain like scaling factor to it. Like if you're a tankier class, you'll get more. Like Boomer and Revenant have a lot more than like Shadow Hunter, who only gets like at max endgame maybe like 75. That's why some classes for the absolute end game for these like Kraken delves are better than others, just because the enemies do so much damage in those that it ticks down so fast. But it keeps you alive, and then when you use stuff like this, I don't know why it's not letting me hover over it. But this rune basically gives me like extra light, and if I were to die, then one of those would break. But it'll never break, and I just infinitely have that extra light on there just because I can't die with the battle block. Or if I do, it's because I just forget to recharge it. It is another nice feature in the game to make the squishier classes more playable in endgame, because prior to battle block, there was only like a handful of classes that you'd be able to like manage in endgame and use. But because of the battle block, even if you don't get a lot of the battle block, any class is usable in endgame. Yeah. And I moved it down there to block the chat, but honestly, the chat I could be less bothered with. I guess I could just put it back up here where I normally keep it. But you'll see this little thing is the rune. I forgot that it also covered the character sheet. If only there was a mod to move UI windows. Yeah. Oh, I forgot to get the chest. I need to do some of these 3-star dungeons to there's an event going on right now, and you get these like Valor coins from doing 3-star and I think 5-star dungeons. Where's it at? Yeah, up here, these Valor coins, and it's basically just to get some new mounts, allies, costumes, other accessories. Yeah, one of the other mods that I really like that I have or that I'm using is the like all these enemies that are like pink. It just means that they are like good to kill for flux, so you can just like passively just get them. There's usually a good amount on the top side, but it's just a nice little thing to have, since a lot of people struggle with getting flux. What I do need though is more primordial flames to make more bombs. 3k is fine now, but the second I actually start absolutely sending them one after another, they will go down quick. Is there... I was gonna see if Elite was on, because then he'd probably want to do ships, but I don't really like doing ships while I'm streaming, unless if I'm just full chatting with people. Just because ships, I'm literally just sitting there AFK, just holding left click. Yeah, that's the other thing too, since the last time you played, I don't know if you've seen the new Cosmic Dragon. You want to get this first no matter what, because it gives you light, which obviously is just, light is your #1 priority in endgame. The Cosmic Dragon, like its little buff, since all the Primordial Dragons give like the little buffs or extra things, anytime you go onto it, you just get a jump boost. You can see it in the top up here. So it's usually nice, because I'll just, like, tap it real quick, and then get off of it, and then I'll just have the increased jump boost. But yeah, Primordial Dragons are also a huge need, because it gives you the 10% increased power to whichever of the element you get. Cosmic is the most important because of the light, like I said, but it is very fucking frustrating to actually get. because you need 3 diamond dragon eggs instead of 1 like the other 3 dragons need. So if you don't have any primordial dragons, you literally need to get enough diamond dragonite, which takes so long already for players that do not have the dragons, or all the dragons already. And you need to make 3 of them, plus that would be a total of like 1,200, or no, it would still take like the 400 dragon coins, but yeah, it is a heavy grind. And it is very annoying because you'll be sitting there staring at like the fire or the water primordial dragon, knowing that you can just craft it on the spot, but you shouldn't because you need the cosmic one first. That's just the most important one, because you'll always want to max out your cosmic gems first out of any of them, just because of the light factor. Yeah. I mean, it's not even, like, too hard to explain the Cosmic Dragon, or the dragons. It's just one word. It's just grind. They're dailies. It's a lot. It's just full time gated. Doing the collection challenges when they're up. It's... yeah, they're frustrating to get. I was like, luckily when this Cosmic one came out, I already had a lot of saved up Diamond Dragonite because I didn't use it on anything. So I was just able to practically just make the Cosmic one as soon as it came out. But other people are not in that boat if they did not already heavily grind to get the other 3. Actually, I wonder, without swapping anything, how my Vanguardian does in here. Oh, not too bad. Obviously slower, but that's not bad. Yeah, so if you're already 2 out of 4, that is already very, very good. Just now you need to make sure not to make whatever your last one is and go for the 3 diamond dragon eggs and do the cosmic one first. Like I said, very annoying grind because it's... if you don't get lucky with getting a diamond dragon egg out of an empowered gem box just out of pure luck, like when people get in, it pops up at the top of the screen. If you don't get one out of there, then it would take a total of 900 diamond dragonite. So I think it's 300 per egg, maybe 400, so it'd be 1200 if it is. Nah, I don't know. Frustrating, basically. And I got lucky because while I was like farming those dragons, or passively getting those dragons ages ago, I ended up getting like a total of 2 of the diamond dragon eggs from empowered gem boxes in the past, so I really just needed to farm the dragon coins to craft them. But like I said, that's another thing where it's like you'll just passively get like over time, like you just won't think about it until the time comes. Tedious, but cool. Not as tedious as this Mystic Farms. How many boxes am I at now? 550. Not too bad. I already have like gems. Yeah, I already have more than enough sparks to really do anything too. Yeah, I'm over 600 on every single type, so I can definitely put a lot of that into my Vanguardian, which I might honestly just waste all of it on upgrading his Empower Gem, because his class gem, because I have his class gem. I think I just made it Mystic, or I have a Mystic converter and I'm about to be able to make it Mystic from Crystal. And I just needed to level it up one more time to get there. Can't remember. Let me see. Nope, I haven't Mystic. It's just that those 5 levels are horrible. I'm on the wrong guy. Oops. Yeah, there are a lot of really fun classes. One of my buddy, he's #1 or #2 on the leaderboard for Dracolite. Dracolite's pretty cool. Unfortunately, since I'm using Boomer, I will like never be top 100 since I'm not upgrading my Mystic anymore. And Boomer is like now one of the most used classes because it's just the best all around. Which is funny, is when Boomer first came out, I never would have expected this. Because I thought he was a very odd class, and I was like, oh, he throws bombs, and he has a boomerang. Yeah, that's how I am too. Luckily I do like Boomer, it's just I've used him so much that it is boring. Which is why I want to go to Vanguardian, because Vanguardian is really freaking cool. I mean, hell, he is a superhero. He has very cool outfits. Boomeranger does not have very good outfits. What do you want, dog? But yeah, Vanguardian's outfit's very, very cool, and dude just punches. Like even when I play Elden Ring, I'm the type of guy to go big bonk or fists, claws, whatever. It's like punching. It's so fun. However, I keep my Boomer as my #1 just because whenever I do those like heavy endgame farms and stuff, I'm usually always the like the highest PR there and do the most. So I need to just keep it on Boomer to get everyone else through the dungeons or delves. Oh, it's 4:50 a.m. for you? Yeah, it's almost midnight for me. Granted, I'll still probably be up till like the 5 a.m. same as you for my time, but I'm on vacation week from work. I finally don't have to work 70 hours. But yeah, I appreciate you popping in the stream, Burke. Like I said, if I'm ever on and you need to hit me up with an invite, if you decide to continue playing, by all means. I usually always just go and help people farm whatever and whichever dungeons they need. Like I said, I get very bored very quickly on this, having a 58k character. So I usually just jump on someone lower and just help people farm, get their power ranks up. Yeah, that's cool. I'm like, if you don't end up playing, then also still totally fine. I get it. A lot of people dropped off the game without Marketplace being in it. But I appreciate you being in here, brother. I gotta go into another new world, because this one already had a lot done there. Alright. New space. Yep, new world. Cool. Super jump is just great for getting in that tight space. I love it blocking me. Ah, shit, my inventory's almost full. Let me go back. There we go. Guess we might as well open these. So I'm looking over, checking Discord real quick. Have not been up to date on it at all. Five-star. Actually, I'll go on the top side with them so I can get the loot out of the chests. I like this dark UI mod, but it is kind of annoying because it doesn't have the gold sigils at all. So when I'm next to someone that has the, like, teal one, I do not know if they, what's it called? If they're actually, like, over 55k or if they're just over 50k. Because there is a huge difference in light and power and damage between that. Like, man, is it worth me switching over to Vanguardian just for that grab? Like, that pull is just so good, even if I'm, like, doing a little bit less damage. It just feels like such a necessity. Damn, we got 15 trunks for that? Let's go. No, I think those guys are only 5-star farming. I might actually follow them. Because I do want to get a few more cores. Because it takes like 250 to get it from C5 just to Mystic 0-star, and then it takes 500, then 750, so I would need about 2,000 cores, and I'm only at like 700. A Shadow Hunter? Yeah, that is. I don't know where the other guy went. I don't know where the Vanguardian went. His pull is actually so nice because I just do so much damage that he just kept pulling them into me. Oh, we already finished that. Never mind, Mr. Shadow Hunter. We actually kind of did that quick. Oh, there's another one up here. Chris, I don't know where he's going. Like, there's 2 5-stars on the map up here, unless he doesn't have the map mod. Let's see, where are we at now? 582. Yeah, that should be plenty. Probably don't even need to open any, actually. I mean, I might just still use my Vanguardian, even though I'd be less power and less damage. Because that pull is just... Clear times would be so much more, because these fuckers keep getting thrown across the map when you hit them. Probably the most annoying thing about this D15. Just everything just getting absolutely tossed. And us getting tossed. Because once they upgraded the game to 64-bit, it's just... Seems like stability is just a non-existent stat now. I wish my boomerang one-shot them, though. Puts them down to a nice little love tab, but if they actually one-shot, then I wouldn't need to pull them in. Guess I could always go back to using the Cyclone Ring effect, but I would much rather my move speed. Oh no, that guy's at that 5-star. I might not make it before he finishes. Hey, Sully's on. We love Sully out here. Oh, it's not a depth 5-star. I see. I'll still help him. Come on. Those Morays have so much health. There we go. Easy does it. Wait, did I get trunks for that? No. Got the Valor coins though. Where am I at now? 26. Still need a bit more. I think it's like 25 and then like 50 for the what's it called? For like the outfits, the costumes. I love when the enemies just die to fall damage. Like you're in the most difficult realm or world. And you just die falling off. Whew. There we go. Well, I'm probably only going to do like a couple more on here, and then I'll probably end up going to finally play Apex like I kept saying I was going to. I just don't think I'll end up streaming that. More people enjoy my Trove than they do a Battle Royale game. Plus, I mean, I might go back to this later when the other part of the world will get on anyway. I can just start a stream up again when I'm helping people doing that. I do wish the hitbox for grabbing your boomerang back was a little bit wider. Because you do miss it a lot just because of like elevation differences. He does so much damage. This class is just unreal. God, I'm already at 1500 on these gear crafters too. Jeez. Jeez Louise. Alright. Well, I'll probably end it there then. I don't really want to do any more 5-stars, and I'd rather wait till like fully grind on here until more people are on for me to be able to help them, considering that is what I mainly just do now. Let me just do this last one, then I'll teleport out. Cool. Alright. Well, I appreciate you guys coming and watching. Thank you for the follows that I got this stream. But I'm going to go ahead and end it here, and I may end up streaming in like an hour or two, probably on a different game, unless if Trove kicks up and we get some more people on.